Welcome to this explainer. Today, we are tearing down the old way of thinking about data security. We aren't just talking about buying and installing another piece of off-the-shelf software. No, we're going to treat data security like a meticulous architectural build, a comprehensive blueprint for constructing a zero-trust fortress around your most critical information.
Here's our blueprint overview for today so you know exactly how we're going to construct this impenetrable data fortress step by step. We'll start with why the perimeter is totally obsolete, then run rapidly through our 4 core pillars: data encryption, loss prevention, secrets management, and zero trust, and finally, we'll tackle designing your custom strategy.
Section 1. The perimeter is obsolete. Tearing down the moat.
Okay, let's dive into this. For years, the security industry leaned heavily on a trust but verify model, right? The dangerous assumption there was that if you were already inside the network walls, you were basically safe. But today, the mandate is never trust, always verify. This modern approach is completely agnostic to whether you're internal or external. It demands continuous validation across the board.
The fundamental flaw of that old castle and moat static defense is that it's highly vulnerable to just a single point of entry. Once a bad actor breaches that main gate, they literally have free rein to move laterally inside your entire system. Contrast that with dynamic, continuous verification everywhere. Every single node, every single asset is protected individually. That proves exactly why dynamic validation isn't just a nice-to-have, it's strictly required to survive. So, to achieve that level of dynamic defense, we need a reliable roadmap. Here are the 4 specific technical pillars that form the solid foundation of our new Zero Trust architecture: data encryption, data loss prevention, secrets management, and the overarching Zero Trust framework itself. Section 2, Pillar 1, Data Encryption, Securing the Payload. When we talk about encryption, we're really dealing with 2 highly distinct states: data at rest, that means your stored data, sitting in databases or servers, and data in transit, meaning your data is actively moving across networks. In both of these states, the data absolutely must be completely scrambled, rendered mathematically unreadable to any unauthorized parties. Think of your critical data as a scrambled payload moving safely through a totally secure network pipe. Whether it's sitting quietly on a server or actively flying across a cloud infrastructure, it remains totally confidential. But, and here's the massive takeaway, strict key management is absolutely essential for this to work. Seriously, if you don't secure the keys, all of this complex mathematical encryption is literally useless.
Section 3, Pillar 2, Loss Prevention, your structural safety net.
Data loss prevention, or DLP, acts as a physical safety net for your infrastructure. It's constantly monitoring, detecting, and physically blocking unauthorized transfers across all possible vectors. Whether a user is trying to move sensitive info to remote endpoints, some unknown cloud storage, or external networks, this structural safety net intercepts the unauthorized exposure and shuts it down instantly. It's the ultimate fail-safe for your assets. Section 4, Pillar 3, Secrets Management, Eliminating Hard Codes. I really want you to stop and think about this for a second. Where are your API keys hiding right now? Seriously, are they sitting in a random text file on a developer's desktop? Hidden under the digital doormat? Hard-coded directly into an application's source code? This is a sprawling vulnerability that leaves the door wide open for automated credential theft. The fix to that chaotic problem is actually beautifully simple. We take that entire scatter of API keys, passwords, and digital certificates floating around the application layer, and we safely sweep them down into a single, heavily fortified central vault. Centralizing your storage and auditing completely eliminates the incredibly vulnerable surface area of those hard-coded credentials. It's all about consolidation and control, you know? Section 5, Pillar 4, Zero Trust, the overarching framework. So the crucial point here is that Zero Trust provides an environment of continuous authentication. Physical location is rendered completely irrelevant. Every single user, every single device, and every single application must undergo continuous authentication and authorization. It doesn't matter one bit whether they're sitting inside corporate headquarters on a secure Wi-Fi or working from a public network halfway across the world. And this brilliantly illustrates how the entire ecosystem actually comes together. Look at this interconnected defense system. We don't just have a collection of isolated IT tools anymore. These 4 pillars, data encryption, data loss prevention, secrets management, and zero trust, are locked together to form a singular, impenetrable architecture. They feed into one another to create a beautifully engineered modern fortress. Section 6. Designing your custom strategy. Mapping your parameters.
Every single organization is completely unique. To start customizing your blueprint, you have to plot your unique intersection of strict compliance mandates against your actual infrastructure reality. Finding exactly where your organization lands on this grid is step one for a tailored rollout strategy. Let's break that grid down into real terms. Every custom zero-trust construction must uniquely map your physical environments, whether that infrastructure is completely on-premises, fully cloud-based, or a complex hybrid of the two. You have to map that directly against the strict legal compliance mandates governing your industry. Think GDPR for privacy, HIPAA for healthcare, or PCI DSS for payment cards. You simply cannot buy security out of a box. You have to meticulously architect it to meet these specific legal and structural realities if you want absolute security. Which brings us to our final and honestly most important question. Look critically at your own infrastructure right now. Is your data truly secured across all these pillars, or are you still blindly trusting an outdated perimeter? It's time to tear down those old walls and start building your modern zero-trust fortress. Thank you for joining me for this explainer, and I hope this provided you with the exact blueprint you need to start architecting a safer digital future. See you next time.